Okay, so still getting used to juggling both recording and streaming when they're kind of not necessarily recording the same thing. You will see me on camera at some points during this, but wasn't entirely intentional. So I'm learning how to handle that and how much I need to accommodate. At the very least, I just need to be aware. But started off this work session on a pretty big win, as we got the dead zone part working. And that was how I was able to not have the cursor like jump out, or the hand in this case jump out when I begin pulling back, right? Like a grip when I grip down to pull back. So doing it this way where I use a dead zone worked out really well instead of using an offset. So very happy with that. That worked pretty quickly. Yeah. So the thing that I noticed yesterday, and I noticed even more when it began again today, is when I hit, okay, ready for VO, right? I think I should have at least, even though that question should do all of the heavy lifting, for some reason it's not. By ready for VO, I should have something worthwhile to say, like, out of the gate. I'm not sure how to make that happen other than just diligence and then, messing it up enough times to where I get on my case about doing that. Like, it does say, are you ready for VO? But I press it starts playing, and I just I'm just quiet. And then I start talking, I'm like, it's not good. It's bad. It probably ruins the rest of the video. I do end up getting into my own groove, maybe fall off at different parts, but usually around the 2-minute mark, okay, at least I'm describing something relevant, in a timely manner, in a cohesive, understandable way. And it's just unfortunate that it shows up later, because no one's gonna watch past the beginning, because the beginning is very unwatchable, which was something I was aware of a while ago, and why I was making changes that those were the changes I needed to make. But I ended up making changes that instead did not allow me to make those changes, and instead broke everything. So yeah, a little bit afraid to reproach it, but I think looking at it from that lens of that feature was not the reason why it broke. If anything, it broke when we needed to implement that feature. So the way I apologize, kind of. A lot of what I spent time doing during the session was just a lot of refactoring. So I'm going to take this time to just talk at a meta level about this recording system, mainly because I really want to get it to a decent place as soon as possible, because we might be using this for a Patreon thing, and if we are using it for a Patreon thing, I do want it to be usable. But so there's a little bit of urgency there, and also, third time's the charm, right? In this case, I guess it's not, although this, I guess in this case it's not. That's all I can really say about it. Yeah, so as far as that meta level discussion, I guess it's not meta. Well, it kind of is. So as far as the beginning goes, how do I get a good like, how do we get a good kind of back and forth, or like pacing? Like, at the very least, I need a strong opening. The rest could be a bit rocky, and we can figure out better transitions later on. But definitely needs to start with something better. So what I tried to do before, and not saying like this didn't work, but what I was trying to do before was, after everything was done, it's like, okay, go take a break. Okay, now that you're back, let's record something, right? Let's record, I think it was like 15 seconds, maybe less, maybe more, around there. I think it was definitely under a minute, maybe 20. But yeah, because then I could be very precise about what I was recording and record in real time, and yeah, just try to feature something. And then I think record my voice at the same time, or maybe record after. But the point being, like, put some emphasis on the beginning, and then we can then transition into the video. I think that has a good chance of working pretty well. I think as well, we're talking about putting a camera in here. I'm not sure putting cam in at the beginning is necessary. I'm back and forth on that. I think the beginning, I want the focus to be whatever I'm featuring, but it could be better for me to be there for that. I don't know. Back and forth on that. Repeating myself at this point. Yeah. So that's kind of what I want to talk about on that side of things. So I imagine when I post this video, it'll probably be unlisted, but I'm still going to go through the motions. Put it on YouTube, giving it a name and everything. But yeah, we end up making a whole bunch of classes, moving a bunch of things around. We are on the right track. Things are kind of going where they need to go. I think I removed a good chunk of code from the monolith class, which is what we've been wanting to do, and I broke an even bigger chunk that's gonna, by the nature of it being broke, it's gonna end up landing back in the right spot. So pretty exciting stuff. I think I've ended up implementing different systems I'm fairly happy with. We'll find out, I guess. There's a few placement of different things that's a bit odd still. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But it's small enough now to where it's right at home in the monolith. When it gets bigger, we'll know what it is more. Well, we'll have a better idea of what it is, and we can then silo it off. Not silo it off, but, give it its own space. So yeah. I think one of the things I kept relearning during this session was just being able to get traction sooner. Getting traction sooner made all the difference in the world, because it was easy to run into a problem and be overwhelmed and not make good progress, and just think of all the ways where things can go wrong. So yeah, doing that helped a lot.